What's up, guys? The way I try to maneuver these things so I can see the screen, it is interesting to say the least. It's Friday and I'm ready to sing. Pick up my girls at the party sing tonight. Oh, it's alright. So it's gone the fucking melody, but you and Boo. I think I might have remixed two songs, but I don't know. What's up, y'all? It's Friday. Yes, we made it again. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Y'all, they beat the Mario coins out of me this week, but I got it done. Let's get into this news. I didn't do nothing today but eat breakfast for dinner and try to sleep. Because it was rough, but yeah, nothing to write home about. Let's get into this news. So Microsoft will roughly lay off 1,900 people in the gaming division, according to the company memo. A health warning from South Korea Food Ministry has urged people not to eat fried toothpicks. Why? I don't know who this lady is. Former Starbucks employee is suing the coffee chain saying he was wrongly terminated after confronting robbers at his store. It's been a big start to 2024 for Colman Domingo and Ayo, who I ain't about to say her last name, after earning their first Oscar-nominated and Emmy win, respectively, led the pack of film and TV for the NAACP Image Awards. A New York City dancer went into a anaphylactic shock after eating cookies not labeled for peanuts, prompting a recall of the baked goods. Man, if I knew I was allergic to peanuts, I'd probably be scared to eat everything. Japan's moon lander nailed its tricky pinpoint touchdown on the lunar surface, officials say, but a newly released image reveals the spacecraft became overturned in the process. Fun. Stanley is responding to claims that its products contain lead, clarifying that yes, lead is used in manufacturing the manufacturing process, but the product needs to become damaged to expose lead. I mean, y'all love them Stanley cups. I still don't get it. SAG-AFTRA is putting its support behind Alec Baldwin following the manslaughter charge in the Rust movie shooting, saying it's not an actor's job to inspect firearms. Illinois deputy arrested a DoorDash driver, then he delivered the food to the person waiting for it. I know that's right, but DoorDash still gonna give me a refund, cause how long that take? Babies born to mothers who had COVID during pregnancy had unusually high rates of respiratory distress at birth and shortly after. Just in, the first execution using nitrogen gas in Alabama puts to death a prisoner in the convicted murder for hire. Opening statements for Jennifer Crumley focus on how she parented her son in the lead up of the school shooting in 2021. They're finally going after a parent for school shooting, huh? Congress introduces bills that would effectively ban Chinese genomics firm from doing business in the U.S. Some kind of genetic things that they don't like. Students at the University of North Florida protested the imminent closing of the school's 4 diversity centers, including the campus LGBTQ Center. You know, Ron DeSantis is off the trail. He's about to be back to controlling Florida. CIA Director Bill Burns will meet with Israel's Mossad Director David Barney. And yeah. this weekend to negotiate the secure the release of the hostages in Gaza. Mattel Films is adapting Bob the Builder into an animated movie starring Anthony Ramos and produced by Jennifer Lopez. That might be cute. I used to love me some Bob the Builder back in the day. Bob the Builder. I think that's how it went. Can't even remember. I can't even remember, y'all. The House of Ethics Committee has decided to pursue an investigation of Rep. Jamal Bowman for pulling a firearm in the Capitol complex in September, citing the House's formal censure of him last month. A Nevada woman is suing her doctor in hospital where she gave birth via C-section in 2005, alleging that a surgical sponge was left inside of her abdomen for 18 years. Dang. She gonna get paid. A woman stole a family horse and a buggy while they were shopping inside of a Michigan Walmart. Wonder what she was on. Republicans are split over whether to accept or reject a deal for tougher immigration laws, with some pushing back on their colleagues. They say want to bow to former President Trump's wishes. Trump is coming for all them that turned on him, and they shook it. The U.S. just sold a federal stockpile of one of medicine's most essential resources, helium. The sale could exacerbate an ongoing shortage of the lighter-than-air element, which needed to keep MRI machines running. Now we ain't gonna have no helium. Non-consensual sexually explicit deepfakes of Taylor Swift circulated on the X app Wednesday. The scenario shines light on the increasingly alarming spread. They had Taylor Swift busting it wide open at a football game, butt naked. That was crazy. Texas black metal band Matrodome is apologizing for throwing a severed pig's head into the crowd during a recent Houston's concert and is taking heat from some fans for the apology. I mean, fans is like, don't apologize. Next time, bring a cow's head. I mean, with a name like that, you gotta expect it. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne ate the head off of a bat. You don't see him apologizing for that. An 81-year-old woman suffered from a mental health episode was fatally shot by a Florida deputy after she allegedly lunged at him with a knife. Dang, grandma. Former WWE employee filed a lawsuit against the company and its founder Vince McMahon, and a former WWE executive accusing the men of sex trafficking and abuse. Whoa. I wouldn't be shocked at that, but interesting. The South is set for another day of relentless rain. Yes. It's getting close to the sun coming out where I am, and I'm excited. Alaska and United Airlines have confirmed plans to return their fleet of Boeing MAX 9 planes. Yeah, I'm glad I got a little bit before I fly again. The news, got a lot of news today. 6 soldiers were killed and 14 were injured in January 8th explosion, the IDF says, as their deaths have been the latest in a string of friendly fire incidents and accidents that have taken lives of Israeli soldiers. Lots of friendly fire. That's not nothing new. It's just making the news. A man is seeking $10 million for allegedly being wrongfully accused of robbing a Texas sunglass hut, arrested and then sexually assaulted by inmates after facial recognition. The software falsely identified him as a suspect. Dang. You will get falsely arrested, then pumped in the butt. Yeah, that's worth $10 million. players who were in 2018 World Junior Ice Hockey team were granted indefinite leaves of absence from their respective current teams. And the past week, a man reported sexual assault. More Americans are accepting the reality that Earth is getting warmer, but they're still very much split on why. Yeah, Earth is getting warmer, but it's very cold here today. Even though I know that's not how global warming works still. Alright. Think we're caught up. Think we're caught up. Caught up. So caught up. Yeah, why does lady almost get this man to cheat on his wife?
Yes, thank you. You're so soft. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
All right, I heard it's big man season.
Yeah, all right.
You married?
Yeah.
You cheat?
Yeah.
So what's up? Yes, thank you.
Why he was already saying with his eyes he cheat, but that's crazy.
This story just might break the internet. There has been tons of speculation about Jay-Z's secret kids across the country. Well, today, a new one has surfaced that looks more like Jay-Z than any of the others. A viral video recently surfaced of Jay-Z's alleged other secret son. Welcome to On Point Stories. Share this video across your social media and your favorite reaction channels. It's time for the algorithm to stop playing.
I cannot be gotten, that's a given. Daylight.
So you know that's AI, but that little boy do look like Jay-Z. So Texas is still fighting with the government about that wall down there. So let's get into it.
Republican governors band together, issued joint statement supporting Texas's constitutional right to self-defense. 25 is the number now. Here's the latest. Here are the individuals. There's the states on the map. Oh, Sununu joined. See, I told you that's what it is. All the Republican governors are now just seeing which way the wind blows in an election year and signing on to this because they know that it's what their voters want. And Abbott, who's leading the charge, is in India. Okay. So here's the signers, and then I'll read the statement. Governor Ivey, Alabama. Governor Dunleavy,
Alright, y'all get it. That's a 6-minute video. But yeah, they're backing Texas, so we'll see how this goes. It's not gonna get any better. They're saying Taylor Swift is thinking about, well, Taylor Swift has also got a stalker. He's been arrested for the 3rd time in 5 days. I'm like, she dating Kelsey now. Kelsey needs to handle his business with his woman. He should have, get this together. This video is so crazy, and I was so mad at this. I don't know if it's the mom. It looked like the mom, but that was getting on my nerves. They freaking fell down and couldn't pick up their baby, and the baby was about to roll out in traffic.
Lifesaver right there, man. Jeez. Yeah, like you say, perfect time. At the right place at the right time.
That's that poor lady. Girl, your baby running in the traffic and you can't get up. That video drove me crazy. Alright, let's see what else we got, y'all. See what we got on the old IG. Meg Thee Stallion released a new song. I don't know. I'm not gonna play because I don't feel like getting a copyright strike. Which I will anyway, but you know. I'll listen to it later and let y'all know what I think. Donald Trump says if the response statement by Pierre Delecto, I haven't spoken to him or met Romney in years and he knows nothing about me or my views. Fortunately, he will permanently be leaving the Senate soon and our country will be better for it. But, well, I can't wait. I kind of low-key want Donald Trump to, like, get these Republicans together because he's, like, the biggest bully of all time. And I'm sick of them all, but if they gonna let him get back in there, I don't even care at this point. Because you know how it is. Whippy says you can't be friends with your kids. Yeah, not till they get older. Like, and I'm saying big old. Like, my son is 27. And he still respects me, you know, as my child. But we have, like, more adult conversations now. Like, he knows he's not my little friend, but he also knows he can talk to me about whatever he wants, which I appreciate that. What do you miss about your childhood? Not having to pay bills. It's just being carefree, like waking up, especially during the summer, just like, what am I going to get into today? I can tell you I haven't had that thought in a long time. Now my thoughts are, when can I go to sleep? Let's see what else we got here, y'all. Robitussin has been recalled nationwide due to contamination. That honey version, knew something was suspect with that. 50 Cent says he is not using Ozempic. He just hit the gym, lost 40 pounds. There's a $3 billion submarine. What are y'all gonna do with that? Flight to New York City was canceled after passenger discovers missing bolts on the plane wing. Now y'all telling me I gotta be looking at the plane wings? I gotta do it all. Panera Bread has finally removed their charged lemonade from the menu following the lawsuit over the deaths. Alright, let's get into these Reddits. So I do have like a lot of story times that I need to give you little kids. I got so many that I haven't played. But we'll do some Reddits first. We know everybody, my thing will act right. It's so annoying. We know everybody loves a good Reddit, don't we? Alright. Come on. Items do you see in the grocery store that you cannot believe people actually purchase? I mean, I see all kind of crap. Like beets. Like all kind of things that I don't like, so. Somebody said canned whole chickens. Ugh. Bubblegum flavored chips. Yeah, it's gonna be everything that's nasty. Cans of pig brains and gravy. What the heck? Yeah. This is too much, too easy. There's too many things. Have you ever been to a sex club and how was it? No. Well, I really don't even want to know. I can imagine it smells in there. And it's too many juices and berries. It's funny. Flyers to always choose a window seat and then keep the window closed the entire time. Why? I mean, the window seat is good to lay on, but you should close the window if you're taxiing because it makes the plane hotter. But yeah, you should check the view at least when you're landing. And nowadays, y'all need to be checking the wings for real. So you need to keep the window up. What is the oddest situation where you found yourself naked? It's never happened to me, but somebody said I did a backflip off a swing in my school's playground in the 8th grade, and somehow my belt and loops got caught, and all my pants and underwear and socks, everything came off. Dang. My husband and I were nude sunbathing on a mountain river outside of Seattle. I was walking around collecting driftwood. A group of whitewater rafters suddenly came down the river. I was just standing there with a bunch of wood in my arms watching them go by. None of them saw us, but a few of them had a GoPros attached to their helmet. It brings me great joy to think about them going through the footage and seeing a naked chick holding wood and awkwardly waving as they went by. Partied hard, went on a 2-day binger party and woke up day 3 naked in the bushes outside of some random apartments with paper towels stuck to me everywhere. No idea what happened or how I got there. Dang. Really partying. Got really drunk on my 21st birthday, blacked out and woke up naked on the floor in my best friend's house. Her mom came down and said, "Oh, good morning. I didn't want to wake you," and handed me some clothes. That's how you know you drunk. Yeah, the military experience at the MEPS, being completely naked and having a doctor old enough to have been in World War II grab your testicles. I don't know how these doctors got away with it with no kind of harassment, because you know that some of them doctors are sketchy. You just know it. Because even like being a female, they had the most ancient doctors inspecting us, and they were like old men, and I just know something had to be illegal about that. It just had to be. Let's see what else we got here. Some of these questions, what sex position do you think cavemen had used? Why is that a question? What's the best revenge story you know? It's a lot of them. Let's read a couple. This isn't particularly great, but I enjoyed it. I had a coworker who disliked me for no reason, would argue with me over the asinine things just for the sake of it. When I got him for Secret Santa, knowing he was colorblind, I bought him a Rubik's Cube. That is funny. Once I met a girl at a bar whose boyfriend had cheated on her, so she snuck into his house, stole every light bulb in there. That's a lot of work. I remember reading about a woman who would bring her lunch and a can of Coke and put in the work fridge. The can of Coke went missing repeatedly, so she took a very hot pepper, cut it in half, and rubbed it around the opening. The thief disappeared. Yeah, y'all better be careful stealing people's stuff. I know people that, it was a guy I worked with, people used to steal his paper plates. He kept them under his desk, and people would just go and like take them, so he always licked the top plate. It was crazy. A friend of a friend was forced out of their apartment unfairly by a crappy landlord. Before she left, she stuffed a single frozen scallop into the middle of the curtain rod. That's mild. That's not revenge enough. Alright, let's get into these. This is that famous rat hole in Chicago that people visit. That rat really... That's just crazy, but the city's tired of people seeing it, but I think let people live. It's okay. So this story is sad. Let's get into it though, y'all.
Alright, you guys, so before we get started, if you're not already following me, make sure you hit that follow button, and you guys, please make sure you blow this one up because we need your help in getting justice for baby Iris. So Bailey Jacoby and Emily Alfaro, they're a couple out of Pennsylvania. And in 2021, they were expecting their first child together.
Here we go.
So the couple stayed together for about 2 years before shortly splitting. Now they still co-parenting for baby Iris, but baby Iris did live with her mother Emily and her grandparents. So Bailey Jacoby, which is baby Iris's father, he was granted visitation. And on June 25th of 2023, he had Iris at his home with his then girlfriend Alicia Owens. So Bailey Jacoby ended up having to step out for a minute, and he let his girlfriend, which is this woman right here, Alicia, watch baby Iris. Now, while he's out, Alicia then calls him panicking, saying that something is wrong with Iris. So Bailey rushed back to the home that he shared with Alicia, and that's when he found his 18-month-old baby unresponsive. Now, he's asking Alicia what happened, and Alicia tells him that she fell out of the bed and she hit her head. So baby Iris was taken to a hospital, but she ended up having to be airlifted to a children's hospital. Now, what's crazy about this case is just 4 days later, sadly, baby Iris would pass away. So now police are trying to investigate on what actually took place in his home and what caused baby Iris's death. So later, an autopsy was done, and it was determined that baby Iris had actually died from poisoning. They determined that she had ingested a lethal amount of acetone, and that is what caused her death. But y'all, that's not all, because later on, police will receive a warrant in order to go through Alicia Owens' phone. And that's when they make a very shocking discovery. From February all the way to April and May, they had seen searches from Alicia that had to do with babies and death. Now, she would search harmful products that can kill a baby, and she searched things about water beads and batteries. Now, the reason why this is so significant is because back in the spring, it's being said that the baby was actually rushed to the hospital when she had digested water beads. Now, Alicia also searched beauty products that can cause death by poisoning with the baby. And seeing as that this baby died from drinking acetone, they knew then that Alicia was the one responsible. Now, y'all, this is very sick, and I just want to do a trigger warning. But police say that for months, Alicia was giving this baby batteries, she was giving this baby screws, all type of things to ingest so she could die. It wasn't until June 25th when she was giving this baby acetone when she actually succeeded in killing baby Iris. Alicia was arrested, and she was charged with the death of baby Iris.
Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office discovered Iris died from acetone poisoning. Before she died, investigators say Owens researched online information on household products that could seriously harm or kill a child, including water beads, batteries, and nail polish. Months before Iris's death, police say the baby was hospitalized after swallowing several water beads, batteries, and a metal screw.
Now, Bailey Jacoby, which is the dad, he has not been charged with anything, and as of right now, police do not believe that he had anything to do with baby Iris's death. Now, let me say this, my heart completely breaks for Emily, which is Iris's mother. If you go to her social medias, this girl was in love with her baby before her baby was even born. She literally cherished every moment she had with baby Iris. She documented every little milestone she had, y'all, and I literally cried for this girl. I don't know what would make someone want to hurt a baby, let alone make a baby suffer, because you have to understand, she was poisoning this baby for months. Now, like I said before, I rarely say that people deserve the death penalty unless it has to do with kids, but this woman literally deserves the death penalty. Like I always say, you gotta be careful who you have around your kids. It's okay to date somebody, but you can't just let anybody watch your child. I see so many parents who get so comfortable with a person and they feel like, okay, this person loves me, so they have to love my child the same way. And a lot of times it's not always like that. You could literally be sleeping with the enemy and not even know it. So y'all, please, these babies are so innocent and precious. They have no idea what's going on. it was really up to her dad to protect her, and I know he probably didn't understand the severity of it, but once that child started digesting water beads and little things started happening, I would have never let my child go back over there. But from what I'm hearing, it was court order. He had to have his visitation, so I'm honestly starting to feel like CPS failed this child as well. Now, you guys, as always, comment below, let me know your thoughts on this case. And
So yeah, I'm sorry if you hurt my child and they over your house, and I'm automatically suspecting your woman, your girlfriend, or whoever. Like, and I don't care about court orders. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move to another state, and I know people don't have that luxury. But if you tell me my kid ingested water beads, then screws, then all this stuff, like, no, they're never going back over there ever. I'm sorry. This lady caught her husband in the airport, and it was a crazy story. So she caught her husband in the airport with a mistress, and the way she caught him was she was going to pick him up from the airport, and she called. They have an Amex card or whatever, and she called to see what time the flight was landing or whatever, and they told her, like, oh, your husband and Mrs. whoever this lady is landed, and his wife was like, what, and then anyway, she goes on to check the credit card bills and sees her husband just been blowing money on this woman, flying this woman to Paris, everything just for months. And if you can see, he's an old man and she's a younger looking version of his wife for real, but he pretty much told her, like, I'm keeping my side piece, and you can, we can separate for a little bit, and then maybe you might, if you meet somebody else. He pretty much wanted to have an open marriage, and he was like, which a lot of these old dudes be like that. They like, I don't want a divorce because I don't want to split up my money, but, I'm going to give me a different chick. But here's the wife's reaction.
So yeah, to add insult to injury, he tells me he needs to go away for 3 to 6 months for me to think about some things and to think some things over. And I was like, I can think some things over. I was like, I don't need to think about anything. He was like, yeah, I need to go away so you can think about some things. So I'm like, okay. And this is a straw that broke the camel's back when he said this. And I knew that this man actually had no love for me and that he had been planning and plotting for a long time. He was like, yeah, and if you find somebody in that 3 to 6 month time frame, I'll understand. Now, who tell their spouse that? If they really love you, they don't want you all sleeping with nobody else. Not if everybody knows ain't nobody sick or doing anything like that. So I knew then, I was like, I don't have but one other option. Divorce is the only option for me. And I tell you, I prayed about it, asked God about it. And when I tell you he was sending me signs, if you listen, he will send you signs. And he sent me sign after sign after sign, y'all. So I did. I filed for divorce. And each day I've gotten stronger. And I think my husband thought that, I don't know what he thought about me or what kind of person I was. But because he knew how I felt about infidelity. And I always used to tell him, hey, if something ever happens, tell me on the front end. Because I'm going to hurt one way or the other, on the front end or on the back end. Just let me know. But don't play me for no fool. So I guess he thought he got Boo-Boo the fool over here. So I was like, okay. And from this girl that you saw in the video, yeah, she knew about me. He would have her at restaurants, hotels, games, had other women serving me my drinks. They feet under my table speaking to me, and he's sleeping with all these women. That is humiliating, y'all. So, you know what? I was like, if you give me shit to taste, I'm gonna let you taste it back. So, to the airport video, yeah, I was shocked. I was dismayed because that was my first time seeing them. I knew eventually that I would see them out somewhere. It's Atlanta, and hey, it's a small town. So, it's a big town, but it's a small town too. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try my best to be classy and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes that just don't work. Because when you go in a gutter, when people go gutter with you, and I have to apologize to Michelle Obama. Girl, when you said that, when they go low, we go high. That ain't my motto. Because when they go low, I go lower. I go gutter. I'm going gutter. I'm going to swim down with the rest of your ass. So I was like, okay, yeah. So she knew. And And she was on Instagram sending all her little subliminal messages and all of that. Like, yeah, okay. I got you, girl. But y'all, when all this is over, I got a little story to tell about her and the rest of his story too. Our story. It's actually our story because it's my story to tell. So I'll share more with you all, but let me tell you something that's a cautionary tale. If you all want to move on, just say you want to move on, y'all. Because if you fuck around, you definitely gonna find out. And just like him, my husband got the one and the two. Be good. Y'all hear from me later. Bye.
I know that's right, Auntie. Listen, I say that all the time, but people are selfish. And I think because when it comes to cheating, people love the fact of just hiding and having a secret life. People don't want to be up front. It's not as fun. And that just tells you how like narcissistic they are, that they would sacrifice you finding out and getting hurt instead of just telling you. It's such a selfish thing, and you know, it's crazy, but I look forward to seeing what else she got to say about this story.
Infusions and sources.
This story here was so sad to me, y'all. This lady.
Okay, so this is part 3.
This crazy lady here was pretty much starving her son, and the boy was 15. He was only 69 pounds. And she kept him in a closet, and that's her son in the background, the 20-year-old. And if you want to see these videos, once again, it's on YouTube /I Love Marriage. But anyway, she was starving her son, feeding him cold chicken nuggets. Like, he was like 15 and he was only 69 pounds. He finally died because they kept him in an ice bath for 9 hours. The crazy thing about it, this lady would watch him on camera while she was at work, and she would instruct her 20-year-old son to do things to him, to, you know, go so far as to pour hot sauce on his pee-pee. Like, this lady was crazy, man.
We're going to look at police photos and stuff inside of her home. From evidence, here's a picture of their kitchen, showing the fridge with 2 locks on it. Now, she testified that he was on a hunger strike. Why would you lock up a fridge if he was on a hunger strike? She contradicted herself by saying that he was being sneaky and sneaking food. She found a bunch of cans and wrappers, so they started locking everything up. Now look inside. Do you think she had enough to share with him? I think it's okay if he snuck a few, right? Look how much food she has in this fridge. This is for her and 3 boys that she had at her house. But she only fed Timothy bread or bread with hot sauce. Now this is the kitchen from the Zillow rental listing. They rented this place for $1,700 a month. That's the same fridge that came in there, right? This is it after she moved in, with 2 locks on the freezer and 2 locks on the refrigerator that you have to use a key to open. One time she instructed Paul while she was at work to tempt him with a frozen pizza roll and be prepared to pull it away when he grabs for it to see if he will react, because she thought he was faking being lethargic when he was only 69 pounds at 15 years old, because she had starved him to death. Now you'll see here this ice maker. They used this a lot, unfortunately, for his ice baths. And the last one was over 9 hours long, and he ended up dying of hypothermia. This is the bathroom that they gave him the ice baths in. And she would instruct Paul from work by looking at the camera on the counter on how to give him the ice baths and when to pour hot sauce down his throat because he was moving too much. She once instructed him to pour it on his pee-pee, and luckily Paul said, "No, I'm not going to do that," and that is the only time he said no to her. She said in this message to him, "Is that too far? Is that too much?" I had a crazy thought, as if all her other thoughts weren't crazy. Also, there's a bag of zip ties right there, and here's some handcuffs that they found that you have to use a key to open. Here's a hot sauce bottle. We went over it in my video 2 videos ago. Here's how stocked full their pantry was, and look at this. At the top of this closet door, which was Timothy's bedroom, is a motion sensor. An alarm would sound if it was opened, and this is what the cops took a picture of the day that they found Timothy's body. This was his room. She said the tarp was used to cover an old mattress that was in there, but he ripped it up, so now he only gets the tarp. And she claims again that he wanted this room. The cops said it was overwhelmingly smelled of urine in there. And if you look, the door has either been kicked or punched
punched so hard that it's cracked all the way through both sides in the evidence photos. And if he made a lot of noise in there, she would make him stay up for days at a time or pour hot sauce on him if he ever fell asleep. Because apparently he was keeping them up at night making noise in the closet. Now look at this picture. It was taken the very next day. Paul testified that she removed all of these locks and got rid of some cameras after the cops left, and they put everything in a bag and threw it away behind a Publix. If that doesn't scream guilt, I don't know what does. What I would do if I got a hold of this lady, guys. I have a letter waiting to send to her the second I know the address of her jail. And this is her house, okay? She was renting this one, and I found it because of this picture they posted. Let me know if you want to see Paul and Shonda's Facebook stuff that I found.
This lady did deep dives, and I really hate talking about these stories, but sometimes this stuff is just so unbelievable that I gotta talk about it, and it's still happening. You know, people love to think, oh, people are so much better. As far as, you know, this lady was very smart. She had like her lawyer degrees and all kind of stuff, and she's this complete psychopath. And I do hope that she reaps what she's sown, for real. Because in her mind, she still thinks she's done nothing wrong, which is crazy.
If you're following the Ultimate World Cruise, then baby, come on in the room because they fighting on the ship. I'm sorry. Violence should never be funny. I mean, sometimes it's funny, but it shouldn't be funny. So, anywho, I saw someone comment that Mark already said this in his live, and I was like, I didn't see it. I didn't see screenshots, so I'm not talking about it until I know for sure. But as I was scrolling, Nadine popped up, and she confirmed that there was indeed a fist fight on board, and it had to be broken up. There was 4 people involved. And I know that some of you are thinking, you know, so what? Who cares? Fights happen all the time. And you're exactly right. However, unless those 4 or some of those 4 people got off the ship yesterday, this could just be a festering, for lack of better words. Imagine living on a floating city, a small city, and you got into a fist fight with somebody. If you did not, hopefully they worked out their differences, but if they did not, just imagine if they did not work out their differences. Now you wake up and go to breakfast. There go the person you was fighting with. You get ready to go to the gym. There they go again. You get ready to go to karaoke. They up there singing before you got there. You see what I'm saying? Water down. Nadine was saying that it was very disappointing behavior, and I can understand what she means because y'all are grown. You are grown people who have paid good money to be on vacation. So why the heck are you fighting? And really, there's enough space. It's a ship, so but there's enough space to walk away, people. Anyway, what do y'all think about this? Oh, and by the way, bingo people, I think this was on some of y'all bingo cards. So somebody ought to be getting bingo soon because, baby, it's a lot of stuff that's been happening.
Listen, even though that ship is big, it's not big enough. The world ain't big enough for annoying people. So that's why I could never. And they still got till September.
Take your blindfolds off, and Keith, you're gonna point to the girl you're most interested in. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, God.
Look here.
Hi, I'm good.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with my decision. I think so.
What was that?
Yeah, Keith, what was it?
You're on the hot seat right now.
Yeah, I am. I picked her originally. I think you're very pretty, though, for sure.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Catherine, look Keith in the eyes. Tell him whether or not you are also into him.
I apologize, Keith, but I am not into you.
I could use some homework, so that's fair.
Why are you not into him?
It's very superficial and shallow, which I will say, but I am into my white boys.
Take your
Baby, she said she liked the vanilla. Vanilla baby. Something and I ain't no baby.
So you may have seen our viral video where we shared that we were just roommates and then we got married. So here's the story time that everybody's been asking for. How did we meet? So a lot of people are shocked to know where exactly we first met. At church. We actually met over a decade ago the same church we were attending in Washington, D.C. as friends.
Didn't think anything of it. Jamie moved away. We didn't keep in touch.
A couple years later, you moved.
It happened to be
The same
she
city.
lived
We reconnected as friends.
at church. I also started my new consulting firm. Things started really getting busy and blowing up, and I asked her to join our team. She did, and our friendship continued to grow, and eventually we decided to move in as roommates.
And within a month of moving in, we were more than roommates.
If you want a story time on that, let us know.
I was the person who was the elephant in the room.
She made the first move.
I'm like, there's something that we're not saying here, and that was basically, there's more here than friendship.
It didn't take anything for me to acknowledge that, the truth. So we dated for over a year. No formal proposal. It was more just us knowing that once we chose each other, we wanted to get married. We did. That's what we did.
So you may have seen our viral video where we
Child. I don't need a story time. My speculations have ran wild already, but child, that's like I say.
When I was little, there was a van driven by a clown that was snatching children in my neighborhood. This is in Roxbury. And he drove to Dorchester, and we all knew about it. It was never on the news. And when I was like 7 or 8, I saw the van. And I saw the clown. And I was across the street, and I had a ball, and I was by myself. And I saw the van, chocolate-colored van, and with rusty wheel wells. And I saw the man. And he was in the back of the van, and he was wearing jeans, and the clown suit was like tied on him. I could see the ties, like the 3 ties up the back. And he put something in the van, and then he got in there and he drove away. And I remember that. I can see it so clearly. I can remember the smell of the day. And I'm like, I wasn't taken. Imagine what it's like for these characters.
The reason I played this because I feel like every city has some kind of killer clown. I know we had one growing up, and everybody and if you read these comments, and so many people said they had a clown too, and I'm just like, is this real? Like, that's so weird. So I don't know if I talked about this before, but this poor girl, some random men have been attempting to open her door for the last 3 weeks. Somebody on something called Sniffles posted her address and said, come right on in. The apartment's done nothing about it, and now she's having to move. She's felt very unsafe. It's crazy, dude. I can't remember.
So y'all, I'm gonna give my little story time on how I dated a celebrity, this well-known artist, and usually I'm a private person. I don't like to tell my business or really give my business, but I feel like if this can encourage any girl, because I am such a girl's girl, then so be it. I'm gonna tell my side and how everything that glitters isn't gold. So I met this guy at a pool party. I was actually there with a guy friend. To make a long story short, I remember walking past him, and I'm not that type of girl to be pulling out my camera, trying to get pictures. I'm very low key. The guy actually suggested we should go there. That was the only reason why I was there. I was like, why not go? Because I was a huge fan anyway, and I remember like years ago, I used to tell everybody, like the people closest to me, like, that's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. Because I love his music so much. And then on top of that, I like my men, well, previously, I used to like my men a little medium ugly. I remember at that time, I should have ran, because when I walked past him, he was just like, I'm a rule your life. And I was like, and walked off. Like, was I boo-boo the fool or was I goofy? Because right then, I should have ran. And I should have known that the party was ratchet ratchet. Like, I stuck out like a sore thumb, seriously. But anyway, from that point, we started dating. I'm a very private person, so we'll go on dates, go to dinners, like different places. I was never that type that he'll take me to like the clubs or the strip clubs and stuff like that. We just kind of pretty much like did dinner and stuff like that. Like intimate things that wasn't consist of the rah-rah. I was young, so like some of the choices then that I look back at it now, just like, girl, why? But I understood why. You know, it's the glitz and the glamour. You riding in the Maybach under the stars. You going here, you're getting money, you're getting presents. But all of that is surface level. When I look back, like that stuff is sitting in the closet. It doesn't hold any value whatsoever. These men of this type of caliber, and I'm not saying all of them, but have a sense of like pride and all of these things that they can really love you or care for you, or because when you don't have that for yourself, like inside of you, then you're liable to treat people any kind of way. And so yeah, you get that side of, you know, being with somebody like that, you know, the material things, but that stuff really don't mean anything. Like, it doesn't. Like, okay, did you show me some love in your bag? No. And like, I'm a mother of a 14-year-old girl, and I talk about this. I'm all about building beauty from the inside out, and like helping women like just know that it's more than just your outer appearance. It's also about who you are and your heart. And sometimes these men will try to dictate to you who you are.
Okay, I thought she had some juice. That's why I was fast forwarding it, but it wasn't nothing there.
I love you. You love me. Bitch, where is my money? Better have my shit by the end of the week. Your ass is gonna get beat.
With me every Friday. Every Friday when it's payday.
I would like to formally introduce myself to the woman who might be sleeping with my husband. I'm Lori. You know who I am. This is silly. You guys think that she is on TikTok, and I thought that her and I could have a mature, maybe friendly, get to know you. I have been with my husband since 1992. Long time. I'm assuming that if you are with him, it hasn't been that long. At the worst, it's been a few years. Just want to say, so sweet. It can be so nice. Really thoughtful. I don't want to like trash, but I would say, have you seen him dance? He does what I call the sack of potatoes. We will be at, let's say, a wedding or an event. It will have had too much tequila. He's much better on clear alcohol. I'll just tell you that. Kind of, I mean, it's not a great answer. I'm pretty amazing. He does what I call the sack of potatoes, where he holds this seemingly burlap bag of heavy potatoes. I just think you should be warned. But he's fun. He's on the dance floor. He doesn't love the best music, although maybe you and him share musical tastes. He likes James Taylor and Barry Manilow and Carly Simon. He's not exactly a rocker. After he is easy. Like, you can give him leftovers. He is not picky. He doesn't expect you to make a meal for him. Very easy that way. So you're in for a treat with that. But after he eats, he does this. I think he needs a swallow test. He claims it just goes down the wrong way, but can it every single time? He doesn't just love me, and apparently you. He loves cookies. Cookies, his family, and the country. He loves chocolate chip cookies, and I don't bake, and I'm not a sweet tooth person, so I hope you guys enjoy a crunchy, yet sort of soft in the middle, warm cookie. He likes that. I can't stand his. He drives an electric car. For me, I'm from the South. So dogs, I need a man that has like an engine and gas in it, so maybe you're all environmental, and that would work out better with you and children. I don't like children. He doesn't either. Don't let him fool you. We have our own that we are obsessed with. But if you have children, wait, does that make me a grandmother? If my husband's cheating, you guys end up having kids. Am I an aunt? Lately, he is a workout fiend. He has never looked better. He has muscles. He has that's probably a sign of cheating, right? The other thing is, come to think of it, he is dressing like tailored, and these beautiful grays and dark colors that suit him, and the clothes fit. Never look better. He's very handy around the house. I'm not. He can put together anything. He is good with his hands. But I wouldn't say he's handsy. He's not like, I need a king. He like snuggle me, and yeah, he doesn't need much attention from me. lately. That seems great bartender. This man, if you give him a recipe, he will make it. He's been making these espresso martinis lately, and he learned how, I don't know where he learned how, to make these incredible martinis that had lychee in it. I don't know who would have liked lychee. Do you like lychee? He's really smart. He's great at math. I'm horrible at that. He gets frustrated with me because I can't add 2 and 2, but I can add 1, and that's 2 too many people in this relationship. So if you're out there, pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the family. I would like to formally...
Girl, that is the craziest video I've ever seen. And I don't know what she's drinking, that espresso martini, but I mean, this is one of a kind. I never seen nothing like this before, but you gotta love TikTok, dude. People put the crazy stuff on here, and it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why if there was no video, you couldn't believe it. Once again, if you want to see the video, follow me on YouTube /@LoveMarriage. @Love, LOVEMARRIAGE. Look, I can spell even though I'm operating on fumes right now. But that's all good because it's Friday, baby. We're going to relax, chillax, and live our best lives. You guys have an amazing weekend. I'll be praying for y'all. Be safe out there. And as always, it's been amazing and fun to talk to y'all and laugh. And just be kind to yourself this week. Do that the most. Bye.